All right, happy week 8, everybody. We made it last week. So I'm gonna get right into the discussion forum in answer one or more of the following questions. So for me, on my persuasive piece, I chose had to choose an article and respond to and kind of give your argument. Mine was the thought that student loans should be forgiven, and I chose an article from MSNBC that kind of just bashed anybody that thought against that and why you thought that way and how they should be forgiven. And it's one political party's deal that it's not being forgiven and going around it. And I just used a lot of my personal experience about, applying for house loans, applying for car loans. You couldn't just tell the bank you're not going to pay that back. And so I used kind of personal experiences for me. And for me, when I get into writing and I look at stuff, personal experience coming from the author seems to validate a lot more. And obviously you put some claims in there, which I did as well, from, other sources. But to me, personal experience is the best. And I think you get more emotion out of it, for me anyway, when I read stuff. And along with that emotion, you can be passionate, but you also want to make sure you're ethical about it. You're not, saying that somebody else is dumb or not, put them down for it. You want to make sure that what you're saying is not going to come off as offensive or mean or, I just like to kind of state my facts. This is why I feel this way. Try to back it up like law personal claims or, other sources. And it's hard these days too to find. You can always find two sides to your argument. I mean, you'll have one side that's one way, one that's the other, and the news medias are that way. One news site will claim this, one will claim this, and the other one's wrong for this reason. And it's hard, and it kind of comes down to your personal beliefs, and you obviously put a lot of emotion into that, and that's what I always do. But it was fun writing that. It was, I'm hard at persuading. It's hard for me to persuade. I like to always hear both sides of the argument. When there's something at work where I need to deal with, I always want to hear, okay, why do you feel this way? Why do you feel this way? And take both things into account. And then I don't like to come off and say, this is how we're going to do it, kind of more of that. I like to hear both sides and then kind of come to a common ground. If you come to a common ground, it's a lot easier. So, I kind of struggle, the persuasive stuff, but I like to also use my personal opinions and our personal experiences. So it seems to help me do that. So I look forward to hearing everybody. It's been great having everybody in class. It's been fun. I like everybody's posts. It always gives you some more insight in what everybody else is thinking, and kind of gives me ideas too for my writing. And it's been great. So I hope everybody has a good summer, and I look forward to everybody's responses. Thanks. Bye.